Hello, my name is Stevie Schwartz. I am about to be in the elementary education program. I am a junior at UFIS, and this is my portfolio. This is my portfolio. This is my pre-professional intro. I said, "Hi, I'm an aspiring teacher who loves to help children daily. I'm a dance teacher and I train people of all ages, from 3 years old to high schoolers. My love for teaching has grown, and this has shown me what I'm truly meant to do in my career. I'm also a part-time substitute, so I can get a foot in the door before my own classroom or student teaching." And there is a picture of me. And then this is my post-professional profile. My teaching philosophy is that I want to make every student feel a home away from home. I want to create a classroom that feels inviting, progressive, and exciting. Every student deserves a place in a safe and supportive environment, using my role to guide, teach, and inspire. Taking intro to education courses, I have found that what the school system is set up to be has drastically changed in the past few years, and I would like to bring back the traditional learning environment and strategies back to help students understand, but to also incorporate the new age with technology and social life. One of the most impactful lessons was exploring different educational philosophies such as progressivism and essentialism. Although I do see where the core curriculum comes into use for teaching, it is also extremely important to create scenarios for students to learn about real-life problem solving and communication. I believe this because our world is turning a new page, and a degree isn't all a person needs to get a new job or even to be considered. The new age is finding people who are socially acceptable and able to work well with others. Where I stand in the progressivism versus essentialism, I lean more towards progressivism. This philosophy was founded by John Dewey, and his passion to believe that education should be reflect the needs of changing society. I believe the students are the ones who are leaving the classroom and should be feeling more confident in their work and with others. So that's my About Me page. This is my assessment page. For a pre-assessment, I found the KWL chart. The K is what I know, the W is what I wonder, and the L is what I learned. I think this chart will be a great source before a lesson to see where students are with the material. The KWL chart has been used for many reasons, but it is a great use for keeping the content short or going into more detail when teaching. I personally have been the student to use this, and I saw what my teacher kind of did with it, kind of comparing every student's answers and seeing where everyone is before starting the subject. This is my formative assessment. For the formative assessment, I chose to do a whiteboard check. This is a great way for students to not only to show others the correct answer and the right way to do it, but for students to gain confidence or see where they might go wrong when working out the problem. For this, I have been a student to do this formative assessment with like math problems or things like that, but I feel like it can be very encouraging and also can answer a lot of questions that haven't been asked yet. And then for my summative assessment, I chose Kahoot. I said, Kahoot is a great source for teachers when coming to wrapping up a lesson. It excites the students because it is based on knowledge and how well you know it. This will show the teacher who's struggling and might need more help and who is doing great with the material. As a student, I loved using Kahoot personally. Even now, I have found myself with friends using this just for fun. It's a great and exciting source, and you can definitely do many things with it and make like a scale and see where everyone is with that. Let's see. My assistive technologies, I used 3 speech to text. My first one, I did Otter.ai. Otter.ai is available for web, iOS, and Android. This website is great for students who might need to look back on notes or better comprehend the material when it's written down. Um, Next, I use Google Docs Voice. It's available for the web, um, only for Google Doc, but this is a great resource for students who may not be the best at spelling or have a hard time putting pen to paper. I use this on my own and it's extremely helpful. I like using this whenever I have notes next to me, and it's a quicker and better way to like get it onto the paper, if that makes sense. Um, and then this last one is Dragon Naturally Speaking tool. Um, this tool is great for students who have a hard time focusing and hearing, as it provides a headset that is attachable to the computer when typing. And I think it's either attachable or wireless, but regardless, I think this is good for students who have a hard time focusing with things around the classroom and independent work time. I was definitely a student that was like that, and this would have been so helpful for me. So, um, I then have my 3 resources for text to speech. My first one is Google Read and Write. It's available for or as a Chrome extension for Windows and Mac OS. This is best for students who have reading challenges or dyslexia. It is easy for students when using their Chromebooks. I liked this source because you can connect it with your Chromebook, and which a lot of schools use, so it will definitely help them on that. My second source is Immersive Reader. It's built into Microsoft tools like Word and OneNote. This is best for reading support and accessibility across subjects. So this is just a tool you can use in your Microsoft PowerPoints and Words and things like that. But I think it would be great to use if you're having a hard time with reading and maybe want to take notes on the side or something like that. Natural Reader is my last one. It's available for web, Windows, Mac OS, and iOS. This is an easy to navigate resource for students who need extra help on reading and writing assignments. This basically is just like a Kindle type of situation where it'll just read off the information to you. I think that's great for people who, maybe even college students who are having a hard time getting all of like the book in or whatever it might be. This will help them digest the material a lot easier. And then my last page is the classroom management, my rules, procedure, consequences, and technology tools. My classroom rules. So on here, I have just kind of like be honest and responsible, respectful, learn from your mistakes, raise your hand when speaking, work hard and play safely, do your best, believe in yourself, and then more classroom rules like keeping up with yourself, keep your classroom clean, be helpful, talk to a teacher if you have problems. And I sourced those and where I got them below, but I really liked these classroom rules because instead of them kind of being more boring and whatever, I feel like this is good for students to read and kind of know that it's not the end of the world if you're not doing very well on the first one there. And then the second one, I think it's a great reminder to keep your classroom as you would your house, like keeping it clean, doing chores, keeping up with yourself. These classroom rules are great for students to look at and be a reminder to simply do their best every day. It provides constructive and progressive ways of thinking and keeping the classroom together. I think these rules are more uplifting than strict rules. Procedures, I really like when my teachers in the past had morning procedures or packing up for the day procedures on the wall or on the board. Um, it was kind of like a checklist for yourself, but this one just kind of basically says like walk in the classroom, unpack your bags, homework, kind of put your stuff away, but like step by step. I said these are great procedures that I found because it goes into great detail about what every student should be doing, whether it's their first day or tardy. It has it all. Um, I think that's also great, making every day feel like if it's someone's first day, very welcoming and easy to understand, and not like you've missed a lot. Um, these are my consequences. So, number one is a warning, and then a reset, reflection, and contact home. I liked these consequences because they give the student a chance to reflect on their bad behavior and have multiple warnings. I would also point in I would also have a point in between warning and the reset that there will be a student desk next to mine for when students can't seem to focus or are creating a distraction. They can sit next to my desk to keep, or for me to keep a better eye on them. Um, I know that that would help a lot if you just have like a student having a bad day and they're creating a lot of ruckus. To have them next to you, it kind of makes them focus more and kind of mellows them out, I would think. Um, but I like these, and I liked the reset um, part. It lets a student kind of have a moment to themselves and the reflection of them thinking, what did I do wrong, and them kind of being able to fix that on their own. And then my technology tools, of course, I use Google Classroom. I love Google Classroom as a student and as a future teacher. I think it is so easy to navigate for anyone, students, teachers, parents. This shows all assignments and grades for that class. I've had many teachers use this for me as a student, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's very useful, and you can kind of change it and make it more of like who you are, if that makes sense. You can kind of decorate it, I guess. Class Dojo is a fan favorite for the classroom. As a dance teacher, I still get asked if I will make a class dojo, and that's not even possible, but it's extremely interactive and entertaining for the class. It monitors behavior and a point system for the students. It makes them work harder and gives them gratitude. This was kind of a later thing for me in elementary school. We didn't use it in middle school or high school, but in elementary school, I used it in like fifth or sixth grade. And I really loved it as a student, but I really think it helps. And teachers can see it, they can monitor it and look at it and see how their kid was that day. I think it's an extremely great platform, and it's very entertaining and interactive for everyone. And students will do better if they know that they get class dojo points. um, but yeah, that was my portfolio. Thank you for watching.